Thank you for joining us on the Nikki Maduro Show. I'm Nikki Maduro. She's Kim McAllister, and we have a lot of stuff to talk about today. Now, I have been loving the weather that we have been having, Kim McAllister.
A little hot.
I love it hot.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mentioned before, I went to the beach for Mother's Day, and it was so freaking nice out. I'm like, there's that like video that goes viral on like TikTok. It's like you don't get these views in Iowa. That's why you pay so much to live in California or whatever. But I am telling you, I think I have raised my arms and said I love this weather at least 15 times over the last week. I am just loving it. And then Memorial Day is around the corner, which is always called the unofficial start of summer. Any plans? Anybody coming to visit? Is your pool ready to go?
It's not yet, but I hope it will be by that time.
David, what the hell, man?
I have this desire maybe to go to Tenuta Vineyards in Livermore. They're a sponsor of the Mark Thompson Show.
Yeah.
And they're having a live music event on Memorial Day. And they
on
have
that Monday?
No, it's on the 25th.
Is that like the Sunday or whatever before?
I have to look up the date. I don't know.
It's okay.
Go ahead. I think it's our weekend. Anyway, I kind of want to go out there
Saturday.
to listen to. Yeah, it's a Saturday. Okay,
Saturday.
It's a Saturday, and they're having this event at the winery with live music and wine
tasting. That sounds like fun.
It sounds like fun to me too. So yeah,
that's a good. Well, so my friend who actually was just calling me, my friend from Idaho, my best friend, we grew up together. She's coming to town because her daughter's turning 16, and all of our daughters are friends. So we're kind of having a girls' weekend. My husband's going to be out of town, so it's going to be a kind of a girls and the sons weekend, and it's going to be gorgeous. So a lot of people are off, and we always do these stories. It's like Groundhog's Day, right? The roads are going to be packed. This will be, according to an airline spokesperson, airline COO Andrew Nacella, this will be the biggest Memorial Day and summer travel season. Oh, in United's 98-year history.
Wow.
This is despite, obviously, the challenges, mechanical issues, doors flying off airplanes. Obviously, people are like, I'll roll the dice. I want to go somewhere for Memorial Day. I'm staying within, I think the farthest I'm going to have to travel on Memorial Day is on that Saturday of Memorial Day weekend to go get my parents from San Francisco International Airport.
Yeah. It's gonna be
that's gonna be the farthest I travel.
And the fact that you have to go to an airport, you're gonna be like in the thick of it all. Yeah.
I'm so like, well, at least I just have to pick them up. You know what I mean? Like I'll wait at the cell phone and like just get your bags. I'll come and try to and and it just figures it's that weekend they come home. But again, I'm hoping they're having a fabulous adventure in South Africa.
Have you heard from them?
Yes, it's been an adventure. Now
I'm not having fun. Like, have they seen animals? They're not?
I haven't heard about it at this safari. I don't think they've done the safari yet. So they've been there a week and a day. It'll be a week and a day because they went this last Sunday, not yesterday. 2 days ago, but Sunday. My mom's already had a necklace ripped off her neck. Yeah, they got robbed. Of the necklace. But apparently the people, like my dad ran after the guy, and then they apparently
isn't your dad like 80?
Yeah, he's like 84, but he still chased after him. He's in very
Holy
good.
moly.
But yeah, chased after him. But other people that saw it happen, I guess, caught the guy and kind of roughed him up a little bit. But apparently he swallowed the necklace, so my mom's not getting it back. That's what they told me. This is a story I'm hearing of my parents in South Africa. Okay, so
was it like an heirloom or something?
No, I think it was just a chain that she had on. My mom's my parents travel a lot, so I can't imagine my mom wearing anything like blingy, but just like a kind of a chain that she probably wears all the time, like I'm wearing right now. Like you just have it on, you shower with it. It's not, Yeah. And I'm pretty sure I'm hoping it's nothing. She didn't make it sound when she told me. She's like, you ripped the necklace off, but it's just an adventure. And I'm like, my parents are in their 70s and 80s. I'm like, can you guys just stay home and explore the United States, please? Like, can I keep you closer to me?
They're living life, my friend.
Yeah. So that was an exciting thing. And then, so I've been getting dribs and drabs of information because again, they're like way ahead of us in time. So, but yeah, so my parents are in South Africa. I'm picking them up on Memorial Day weekend. They're obviously coming home, but not technically traveling for Memorial Day weekend. My husband's traveling, but only to like the Sacramento area. So not too far, but a lot of people are flying. They're saying, the United forecasts more than 3 million passengers will fly nationwide between May 23rd and 28th. That's a 5% increase from last year. Last year, approximately a third of Americans passed through checkpoints. This number will see that increase substantially. And then, of course, there's car travel, right?
Yeah.
43.8 million travelers will venture 50 miles or more from home during Memorial Day. That's a 4% increase. I hate traveling during holidays like this. I wouldn't go to I would never go to LA. You know what I mean? Unless I
Yeah.
had to. It's just such
Like
a,
put
you're going
yourself
to be
on I-5 over the grapevine. No.
oh, Lord Almighty, help me.
Mm-mm.
No. So I don't like to do that, but staying home, kind of having that staycation. And again, it's because it's expensive to travel.
Yeah.
I'm going to Vegas. It's costing me, and it's not even Memorial Day weekend, but it's costing me almost as much as my concert tickets to fly. You know what I mean? It's
Mm-hmm.
just it's insanely expensive. And then comes this news that we could see here in California an additional spike of almost 50 cents a gallon under a proposal aimed at meeting the state's aggressive
Come
emission
on.
reduction goal. The California Air Resources Board, CARB, regulates obviously, climate action in the state. And they have a goal of reaching carbon neutrality by the year 2045. Look, I am 100% on board. We need to do something about climate change. But this is the thing that kind of pisses me off. I feel like we're going the wrong way about it. KTV, I want to show you a little bit of this video. Interviewed some people at the pump, and I mean, they're just saying what we know they're really going to say, right?
Are dealing
Here we
with the
go.
spike.
What was your first reaction when you saw the price this morning?
Oh, crap.
Exactly.
Wow.
For many, the rise in gas prices is shocking, but not surprising.
Unfortunately, it's just become kind of a way of life nowadays where they aren't even surprised anymore. The gas prices just are constantly going up. And I just kind of expect to come to the car wash and spend like 90 or $100 to fill up my car.
So why have prices gone up? The AP says Saudi Arabia's decision to cut back on the amount of oil it sends to global markets has pushed prices higher.
Saudi
it's been slashing
Arabia,
production
not
since
Biden.
July and will extend the cut through the end of the year. But that's just one piece of the puzzle.
A lot of that has to do with extenuating circumstances this year, refinery issues that have been hitting for most of the country in late August, coupled with the fact that oil prices are at their highest level since November of last year, has kind of created this unique peak in the fall that we tend to see in the summer months.
According to AAA, the national average for a gallon of regular gas today is $3.84. In California, it's $5.82, and that's more than 50 cents more than the average here a month ago. On Friday, the state's director of the new Division of Petroleum Market Oversight released his own list of reasons why prices are so high, including blaming a single isolated trade on California's spot market, the internal market where gas is sold in bulk. In a letter to Governor Gavin Newsom, the director said the transaction caused the price per gallon to rise by nearly 50 cents. That one trade likely cost Californians millions of dollars at the pump, forcing people to adjust their budgets.
I put aside at least 150 for gas, and I can't always fill it up, so it's like 20 here, 20 there sometimes.
Rethink what they'll do on their lunch break.
Maybe just have a coffee break, and it's cheaper than I go home.
And some are even considering leaving California.
And that's the whole point. It's like people are not going to be able to afford to live here. Now, this is my point regarding gas prices. I understand wanting to raise gas prices so people drive less, but you did not design society with that in mind. You are charging us more, well aware that we still need to go to work, right? Like, you can't say we want you to drive less, but not create a system in place for us to be able to do that. So all you're actually doing is charging us more for gas. We still have to go. We can't not drive. All of, and I'm not saying all of them. I live in San Jose. When I have to go to San Francisco for work, they're not going to let me work from home. I have to drive up there. But there's other people where you have to drive. All of the jobs that pay you a decent enough wage to afford rent in this freaking valley are a driving distance away. But then I was reading this other, and this is in Texas. This was an anecdotal story, but this woman was writing about how she lives in a certain part of Austin, Texas, and I think she said my rent or my mortgage is like at 47% of my income. Okay. Which is not what it should be. But she also said, I live within walking distance of my job. I like everything is right. So what I'm spending more on my house, I'm saving on the other end. Most people in the Bay Area can't do that.
No.
We don't live where we work because the cities were not designed that way. They were designed with sprawl and suburbs and driving. So stop with this, oh, we want to reach carbon neutrality. Then you have to add all the other societal things to make that possible, not just raising gas prices, because it's not going to stop people from driving.
So over the weekend, I mentioned I took my mom to brunch in Sonoma,
right?
Breakfast in Sonoma. On the way back, I had an empty tank. So I stopped at the cheapest gas station in town. It's an off-brand name. It's called Speedway, right?
Yeah, I've
never even heard of that.
I have one down here. Absolutely.
When you log into the Gas Buddy, it's always the cheapest one.
Yes, okay. Exactly.
So I go there and it's $5.45 a gallon. Oh, not so bad.
Oh God, that's not that bad for you. Jesus, Lord Almighty.
Oh no, because everywhere else is more expensive than that.
Oh geez.
So now, granted, I'm on like empty.
Right.
I probably have a few more miles left in the tank, but to me, the gas light is on. The little needle is on the E.
You're already there.
Party
You're
over.
Gonna fill
Right. $98. So I can put in 18 gallons in my Toyota Highlander.
Okay.
Usually I'm only driving around town and gas. When I was driving to San Francisco, I drove our smaller car, like our little commuter car.
Right.
And that I would have to fill up maybe twice, sometimes 3 times a week.
Okay.
It was really not much of a savings either.
No.
And now I'm only filling up maybe once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Or longer because I'm not driving to San Francisco every
day.
Right.
Exactly.
It's wonderful. But $98 to fill up one time. So I could just count on $100 every fill up. Imagine if I was having to drive to the city to work.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, again, that's why I'm never giving up my hybrid.
Yep.
Knock on wood. I mean, it costs me at the most, I would say even at high gas prices, between like $40 to fill up my car.
That's
That's it. 45, maybe.
How many gallons can your tank hold?
A little more than almost 10, but not 10.
Okay.
And it lasts me a long time. I mean, I get 50 gallons or 50 miles to the gallon. So, that's a lot. It's a lot. That's why I like my hybrid. But again, when I drove to San Francisco and was working full time, I'd fill that up twice a week. So that's like almost $100, right?
Yeah.
Now, thank God, although I appreciate all the shifts I get in San Francisco, it's not every day. My tank lasts me a hell of a lot longer. And I mean, but this is the thing. I just don't think that those that set these prices and are like, well, if we raise the price of gas, people will drive less. Some, if they have the privilege to be able to do so. But most of us, if they tell you you have to come back to the office because COVID obviously didn't change enough, you have to go where you lose your job and you can't pay your house and you can't pay the gas anyway. Yep. So, I mean, and I've shared with you guys, like, so obviously I have the hybrid. I pay the gas. I got to pay for parking when I get to San Francisco. That's $22 to $24 every single time I go. You know what I mean? And it's the wear and tear on the car. And, you have to make enough money to be able to do that. So I think that this is it's not a complete idea. I wish that instead of just raising gas prices, they gave businesses incentives, tax breaks, something that is in business ease, right? Like that will actually entice them to do it. Like, look, we'll give you a tax break for a certain number of our employees. You'll let to work hybrid schedule. Not saying 100% remote, but if you have a certain number of people under your, employees that are hybrid, we're going to give you a tax breaks because those workers aren't going on our roads, doing the wear and tear on our street. Like, make it economical for businesses to make the decision, because the best thing that ever happened was COVID when it comes to the environment.
Right.
The air was clean. There was no traffic. I mean, you couldn't sell a barrel of oil. You know what I mean? Like, we were like, it was so nice, I would say, unless of course, you invest in oil. But I'm really frustrated that it seems to be misplaced and it's just going to fall on people that are already paying so much to live in a state like California, and we just can't afford it with PG&E and everything else. You know what I mean?
We have a new PG&E law, right? They're going
flat
to
rate,
the flat rate
ass.
thing. I emailed Loretta Lynch and I'm like, is this the bad
This
thing
is the
that you were
thing
talking about?
yes.
She's like, yeah, this is the
Yeah.
bad thing.
And we knew
This
that it was
means you're
going
to be paying more. Yeah.
We knew it was going to, it's just like, oh, it's a fixed rate on top of everything else. So, and again,
So
I
more
just
for
hate
power,
it.
more for gas, more for everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard.
It's untenable.
And then you have something happen like I just did,
Mm.
where my driver's side window stops working.
Oh no.
And you take it in to get it fixed, and they're like, also, you could really use all new brakes.
I bet you I could. They're fine right now. Is your car stopping?
Oh no, I needed all new brakes.
Oh no.
I trust the guy.
Oh no.
He's a family friend. So then I had to get all new
He's
brakes.
cutting you a deal, I would hope.
I hope so. They had to take the driver's side window apart. That's like $900 just to take the window out and make the
honey.
I know. And then I'm paying $100 at the gas station.
You need
I'm
a
telling
handy
you.
husband. See, I wouldn't pay for any of that. James would be fixing my window and doing my brakes.
Might have been worth a trip to San Jose.
Honestly, if it was going to cost you, should have called me.
Is James home?
Exactly. I'm like, hey, honey. Honestly, I mean, and fixing your car door, car window might be more complicated than it used to be. But remember when you would have the roll up
crank?
And then
Where's
it would
the
go
crank
awkward.
when you need it?
It would go
Yeah.
awkward. How many times, like, I had boyfriends that would pull the door apart and be like,
Yeah.
okay, you got to get it back on the track. And I don't know if
Right.
the windows nowadays, they're probably like computerized and you can't fix it anyway. But I'm sorry. That sucks. You know,
Crazy.
it's all of these little things that bleed into our
It
budget.
is. And you have one thing happen like that, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh man, now
Exactly.
what? Right?
Well, yeah. And then when they try to fix it, then people push back. So the last story I wanted to do was U.S. Airlines are suing to block that bill that Biden signed for junk fees.
Oh yeah, I
The
thought that
hidden
was a
junk
good thing.
Right?
Like they
So-
can't charge you for hidden crap and
Exactly.
yeah.
So the airline said that the Biden administration has not shown that consumers cannot get information about fees already. They say airlines go to great lengths to make their customers knowledgeable about these fees. The ancillary fee rule by the Department of Transportation will greatly confuse consumers who will be inundated with information that will only serve to complicate the buying process. My ass, you are not looking out for me. You're like, no, what we want, airlines, is that when we see like $100 airline ticket, then when we put all of our information and then hit pay now, it doesn't go up twice in price, right? That's what we don't want. You know what? Give me more information. Give me all of the information. I'm not a moron. And I know that you're full of crap. Like, give me a freaking break over here. So
this happened to me not with an airline, but the school is having an auction.
Okay.
Now, I didn't bid on it, but I just wondered what it would be. So someone is auctioning off like it's a 3-night stay at a cabin in Cazadero.
Oh, okay.
Like
Nice.
it's on the ocean, on the beach, like river beach area, Russian River area, right? And so I thought, well, that's nice. So I just clicked on it to see.
Right.
And if you bid like $425 on that,
Oh, okay.
the checkout price was $500 and some odd because of the hotel tax and the fee for the auction site and the fee for the using of the, I mean, all these different fees were attached to it. So you think you were going to be paying $425 to take your family on an excursion for 3 nights, and you end up paying more than $100 than you anticipated.
Exactly.
It happens everywhere all the time. You can't, the price as listed is often not the price as charged.
Yeah. And that's what pisses people off. Like, it's not, we just want to know if I can pay, let's just say $500 total for a weekend at a hotel.
Right.
And I put that in my search. That's what I want to see. I don't want you trying to be like, well, but then this, that. No, MFR, like just give me
Just tell me
what
the
I
price.
want. And then I will decide whether I want to bump up my budget a little bit more to see other types of rooms.
It drives me crazy with PayPal too.
Oh, God,
and
yes.
and all the other sites, the donation sites that we use,
We
where they're
use.
like, they give people, someone gives you $20, and then the site will be like, hey, do you want to add on $4 more so Kim doesn't have to pay the fee?
Yeah.
And some people do, and some people don't. But it's like, why don't you just tell people up front?
Right. Or just
Include the fee. I don't know. It's annoying.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
And what's really annoying is they could do it a different way. Like, for instance, back to Airbnb, for instance, right? Or a hotel. They could even have on the bottom, have a pop-up, a little box. Like, if you spend $100 more, this is the type of room you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. You can entice me all you friggin' want to. But what
Right.
I'm searching for is what I want to see. There's nothing wrong with trying to entice me and upsell me. I totally understand the art of the upsell, but don't lead with it, or hide it.
Yeah.
Like, just be upfront about it. So we'll see if the airlines, they've estimated that the junk fee rule will save consumers more than $500 million a year. So for the airline industry to be like, no, it's just going to confuse them. Screw you. You're out like $500 million a year. I get the fact that you want to keep it. I feel for you, airlines, just a little bit, to play the tiny violin that I'm actually not playing for you, because it's all BS anyway. So I don't know.
I think that's one of the great things he's done, President Biden.
We can laundry list them.
Thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
President Biden, it's, and it's not like Trump's working on that. He's working with the oil companies to turn back all the climate change stuff. So who knows what planet Earth will look like in 4 years if Trump gets reelected.
And imagine this. I was reading that young people are gravitating more toward Trump than President Biden because of the Israel-Hamas situation. And
then they're idiots, because Trump would be
exactly
worse. Trump would be worse.
President Biden's the one who's trying to affect student debt. You think Trump's going to do that?
Oh God, no. He's not going to do anything for you.
It's
He's
like
not going to do anything for you.
He's
only going to do things for people. No, it's I get people have their causes and all sorts of things, but educate yourselves, children, a little bit more, and then vote. Again, you guys know where I fall on it. Trump's an asshat, and he doesn't deserve anything at all. All right, you guys, click that thumbs up button. Show your support for the show. Make sure you are subscribed and you're sharing it with your friends. And please keep this show going. We depend on you. PayPal aside, Google aside.
Yeah.
We want to be here for you, and we just need your guys' support. And so it's not above us to beg for it. So
I'm too proud to beg.
Exactly.
Sweet
darling. Patreon link is right there. Go to PayPal. The email address after you hit send is theNikkiMaduroShow@gmail.com. And then support our sponsor, Auntie Tabby's Island Flavors. She has barbecue sauces, hot sauces that I absolutely love. I'm going to need to re-up my hot sauces. Pineapple, hibiscus, guava, barbecue sauce. Perfect for summer. And you get 10% off every single order if you use the coupon code Nikki M or Nick Kim, NIKKIM, 10% off every single order. Okay, tomorrow, we were just talking about Biden versus Trump, and there's a new poll out that takes a look at Roe v. Wade and which person is being blamed for being overturned. Kind of goes with what you were talking about regarding, college young voters, going for Trump versus Biden over the Gaza situation. Yeah, I think people need to educate themselves a little bit more when it comes to Roe v. Wade. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And then Kim and I will debate, the idea of using a surrogate and the ways in which you could still make the pregnancy, quote unquote, real for you. So that's all coming up tomorrow. Again, thank you all for being here. And until then, bye-bye.
Nikki, you're all so awesome. You sprout like a beautiful blossom. You're also the best. I really can't rest. You're all so awesome.